Hi, Tony Bradshaw, the creator of AddSomeToYourIncome.com, here to do some more quotes about Just Do It, as well as two poems I will include that connect with the sayings of people from all walks of life, chefs, racers, presidents. Let's jump in. So I already did Just Do It quotes, and I have more of them. I collect these quotes when they come across my life, and I am now doing the second video. I worked through probably just about a third of my quotes by the time I get done with this particular video. The way to bring change is to be proactive and active. I like how Octavia says that. It's not just being proactive, it's active as well. I liked her statement there. There's something in my mind that's like, yeah, be active, do it. My dear friend, clear your mind of the word can't. By Samuel Johnson reminds me of one of my favorite poems by Edgar Guest. Can't. Can't is the worst word that's written or spoken, doing more harm here than slander or lies. On it is many a strong spirit broken, and with it many a good purpose dies. It springs from the lips of the thoughtless each morning, and robs us of courage we need through the day. It rings in our ears like a timely sent warning, and laughs when we falter and fall by the way. Can't is the father of feeble endeavor, the parent of terror and half-hearted work. It weakens the efforts of artisans clever, and makes of the toiler an indolent shirk. It poisons the soul of the man with a vision. It stifles in infancy many a plan. It greets honest toiling with open derision, and mocks at the hopes and the dreams of a man. Can't is a word none should speak without blushing. To utter it should be a symbol of shame, ambition, and courage. It daily is crushing. It blights a man's purpose and shortens his aim. Despise it with all of your hatred of error. Refuse it the lodgment it seeks in your brain. Arm against it as a creature of terror, and all that you dream of you someday shall gain. Can't. It's the word that is foe to ambition, an enemy ambushed to shatter your will. Its prey is forever the man with a mission, and bows but to courage and patience and skill. Hate it with hatred that's deep and undying, for once it is welcomed, 'twill break any man. Whatever the goal you are seeking, keep trying, and answer this demon by saying, I can. While reciting that poem, I was reminded of the tortoise and the hare, and how the tortoise wins by being patient. Having the skill is not always it, but entering the race anyway. To another quote, be brave enough to be bad at something new. That's right. When I'm saying just do it and jump in and do it, it means you're going to be bad at it because you're new at it. See, no one wants to stop living on account of the cost. The more that you live, the more you are alive, the less you die, said Janis Joplin. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too, said Paulo Coelho. Do it. Make yourself better. Become better. Things may come to those who wait. And I like how, and you'll notice here I'm moving my picture on top of this. All of these leftover items. That way you can see Abraham's full name. Things may come to those who wait, and good things might be left over, but only the things that are left over by those who hustle. I really botched that, Abraham Lincoln. Hope you forgive me. Moving on. Ultimately, you just have one life. You never know unless you try, and you never get anywhere unless you ask. So ask and try. Go and do it. Thank you, Kate Winslet. The Race. The Race. This poem is attributed to D.H.D. Groberg. Quit. Give up. You're beaten. They shout and plead. There's just too much against you now. This time you can't succeed. And as I start to hang my head in front of failure's face, my downward fall is broken by the memory of a race. And hope refills my weakened will as I recall that scene, for just the thought of that short race rejuvenates my being. A children's race, young boys, young men, how I remember well. Excitement, sure, but also fear, it wasn't hard to tell. They all lined up so full of hope, each thought to win that race, or tie for first, or if not that, at least take second place. Their fathers watched from off the side, each cheering for his son, and each boy hoped to show his dad that he would be the one. The whistle blew, and off they went, young hearts and hopes afire. To win, to be the hero there, was each young boy's desire. One boy in particular, his dad was in the crowd, was running near the lead, and thought, my dad will be so proud. But as he sped down the field across a shallow dip, the little boy, who thought to win, lost his step and slipped. Trying hard to catch himself, his hands flew out to brace, and mid the laughter of the crowd, he fell flat on his face. So down he fell, and with him hope. He couldn't win it now. Embarrassed, sad, he only wished to disappear somehow. But as he fell, his dad stood up and showed his anxious face, which to the boy so clearly said, get up and win that race. He quickly rose, no damage done, behind a bit, that's all, and ran with all his might and mind to make up for his fall. So anxious to restore himself, to catch up, and to win, his mind wasn't faster than his legs, and he slipped and fell again. He wished that he had quit before, with one disgrace. I'm hopeless as a runner now. I shouldn't try to race. But in the laughing crowd he searched, and found his father's face, that steady look that said again, get up and win that race. So he jumped up to try again, 10 yards behind the last. If I'm going to gain those yards, he thought, I've got to run real fast. Exceeding everything he'd done, he regained 8 or 10, but trying so hard to catch the lead, he slipped and fell again. Defeat. He lay there silently. A tear dropped from his eye. There's no sense running any more. 3 strikes, I'm out. Why try? The will to rise had disappeared. All hope had fled away. So far behind, so error-prone, closer all the way. I've lost, so what's the use? He thought. I'll live with my disgrace. But then he thought about his dad, who soon he'd have to face. Get up. An echo sounded low. Get up and take your place. You were not meant for failure here. Get up and win that race. With borrowed will, get up, it said. You haven't lost at all. For winning is not more than this, to rise each time you fall. So up he rose, to run once more, and with a new commit, he resolved that win or lose, at least he wouldn't quit. So far behind the others now, the most he'd ever been, Still he gave it all he had and ran as though to win. 3 times he'd fallen, stumbling. 3 times he rose again, too far behind to win. Yet he still stood and ran to the end. They cheered the winning runner as he crossed first place. Head high and proud and happy, no falling, no disgrace. But when the fallen youngster crossed the line, last place, the crowd gave him the greater cheer for finishing the race. And even though he came in last, with head bowed low, unproud, you would have thought he'd won the race to listen to that crowd. And to his dad he sadly said, "I didn't do so well." "To me you won," his father said. "You rose each time you fell." And now when things seem dark and hard and difficult to face, the memory of that little boy helps me in my own race. For all of life is like that race, with ups and downs and all you have to do to win is rise each time you fall. Quit, give up, you're beaten, they still shout in my face, but another voice within me says, get up and win the race. Life doesn't give you all the practice races that you need, and you may fall. Jesse Owens knows well. The thing is, to pull up a chair, take a taste, join us, because life is endlessly delicious. There's a quote from a chef. Now is the accepted time, not tomorrow, not some more convenient season. It's today that our best work can be done. You understand that the best nourishment for your soul is to create your own risks, and then every minute of life, take a risk, because it's part of the enjoyment. Tom Hanks said it this way: if it wasn't hard, everyone would have done it. It's the hard that makes it great. I'm going to wrap up here because that's plenty of time, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.